Ladies and gentlemen, Lawn Chair Sports, we are back once again here in St. Pete Athletic. Thank you guys again for letting us film here. This is St. Pete and Florida's premier pickleball facility. This place is an absolute beauty, an absolute gem. Hooked up with some coffee from Rose's. So not only is it the best pickleball place in all of Florida, they have one of the best restaurants and little cafes. So Rose's Coffee, Rose's Restaurant. This place is the bee's knees here in St. Pete. So cheers, man. Also, today's episode is brought to you by Kalshi. This is the U.S.'s first prediction market that is literally changing the game with how people bet on sports. Now, obviously, we know that as of the new rule going into 2026, any sports gambling losses and wins aren't just a eye for an eye justice. If you win 1,000 and lose 1,000, you still have to pay taxes on that win. So Kalshi doesn't do that because it's actually considered an investment. So
that's right.
If you're not betting on Kalshi, you're kind of an idiot. And they have all the same props and everything. Check them out. Really good site, good people over there. They're building quite the company. Plus, you can gamble on some dumb shit like, what is Trump going to say in this speech? Or who's going to win this election? So there's a lot more than just sports, which is kind of cool. Risky for me and you maybe sometimes, but it's a good site. I think it's pretty good. It's not betting, it's investing. So
right, you're buying and selling securities. So
yeah, no, it's
nothing
awesome.
like betting.
All right, Andy, you kind of lead us through this show, man. I mean, obviously we got the Super Bowl coming up. I'm pumped. It's just me and you today on the pod, but I think we just sit back, relax, and just let's talk some sports, man.
Let's do it. Yeah, it's, there's been a ton of anticipation. Super Bowl is less than a week away. I mean, we're both pretty much ready to run through a wall.
Yes.
Because we can't wait for the Super Bowl 60 action. I know you wanted to hit on this little send-off that the Patriots threw for their players and fans before they flew to Santa Clara.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a dead week of sports, right? I mean, it's like in between. You got the Pro Bowl, but that's not really a thing.
No.
And then I'm scrolling through Twitter, and I'm seeing what appears to be a stadium full of people and the Patriots on a stage. I'm thinking, is that like their victory parade speech from their last Super Bowl? And then I look more closely, and Vrabel's on stage, Diggs is on stage, Mac Hollins is on stage. Yeah, apparently the Patriots are throwing a send-off party, which is crazy, which to me only means one thing. You guys are already acting like you won the Super Bowl, not because you think you're going to win the Super Bowl. It was because you guys know you're going to lose the Super Bowl. So you're like, hey, you know what? Let's have the party ahead of time. That way when we get back and we are on the plane and we lost, we had our fun leading up to it. So I thought that was weird. I think that would be something that Bill Belichick would never allow in New England, would be any form of public celebration before the job is finished. If Kobe Bryant was on the Patriots, he would have been freaking pissed about this.
What would he say?
I mean, he would have been like, job's not done.
That's right.
Job's not done. But I know you guys in Boston don't like Kobe either. But I don't know. I thought it was weird. And then you got, what was this guy's name? This clown?
You think it's Scott Zolak.
I'm thinking
it
it's
doesn't
Scott.
look like it. It's allegedly Scott Zolak.
He doesn't think it's Scott Zolak.
He's America's most beloved color commentator and radio talk show host from 10 to 2 Eastern.
Freaking my Kalshi pissed off moment of the week is Scott Zola getting up on the Patriots send-off stage talking shit about the Buffalo Bills fans. Are you kidding me? He's like, hey, there's no Bills Mafia out there today. They're all at home. I guess the tables are safe. Dude, I'm sorry that the Bills live rent-free in your guys' head. On your own Super Bowl send-off parade, you have to talk about the Buffalo Bills. We must be doing something right to stay in your Patriot little heads, man.
No, yeah, I didn't love it because, one, jumping on the tables is funny. So even if you don't like the Bills, it's Bills Mafia and all their antics. It's awesome. We love that kind of stuff. And, yeah, I didn't love it. Who cares about the Bills right now? You're on your way to the Super Bowl. The Bills weren't even in the AFC Championship. They haven't been to a Super Bowl in over 30 years. It's like, who cares about the Bills right now? I didn't like it. Didn't love him, Scott Zolak, and if that were him.
That's tough. And also, let's assume it is him, right? A non-player and a non-coach talking shit on a public stage like that is no bueno for anyone involved. If you're a Patriots fan, if you're a Patriots player or coach, you're pissed because you're just giving bulletin board material for the Bills next year for no reason, too. It was totally unwarranted stuff. So very weird behavior. I thought the send-off parade was kind of odd, but Mac Hollins back out there doing his weird Warriors come out to play. This guy, he's trying to become relevant at all. I mean, he was doing weird TikTok videos kind of mid-season this year to stay relevant. He was weird with the Bills. I think this guy is more of an attention whore than we're leading on to. I don't know if the Patriots need a guy like this. Honestly, the one thing I did like about the Patriots was Belichick ran a tight ship, and he got guys like Randy Moss to really just get in line and play their best. And so, yeah, it kind of bothers me to watch just this buffoon on stage. Rob Gronkowski could go out there and say whatever he wanted because he had a special place in Belichick's heart. But Mac Hollins does nothing during the games. He's like a special teams warrior. So, Mac Hollins, calm it down, buddy.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, thank God the guy, he can really block, and he's good for a big third down pickup a few times a game. So his contributions have been big. But other than that, I mean, the behavior is pretty insufferable. The Warriors movie, it was before my time, but something that has come to light recently, apparently the Warriors die in the end of the movie. So I don't know if Mac's aware of that, but it might be time to ditch it now you're onward to the Super Bowl. It might be time to pivot to a different rallying cry.
Also, I did see on Twitter the actor that played that guy in the movie.
Yeah.
He, it was an interview on some Boston sports show, and they were like, how do you feel about, the movie coming to relevance again? And he was just like, this has been the best week of my life. And I'm like, dude, honestly, it's kind of sad. Move on from your movie. Who gives a shit? Like, Mac Hollins has never seen this movie. He clearly watched some clip on TikTok or something, and he's dressing up as a character. I hate all of it. I hate Mac Hollins. Yeah, Patriots, weird send-off parade.
Pretty crazy, yeah. It's as much as I love going to these live events, I kind of can't picture going out to freezing cold Foxborough for a send-off party, even to see the players on the stage. Like, that's kind of wild. And it just shows you the crazy things that these fans will do. Because years ago, when baseball was all the rage, I mean, it was a thing. At some point in mid-February, they called it Truck Day. It was when the Red Sox and any other team would send their truck full of baseball shit down to spring training. And people would line up outside Fenway Park to watch the trucks depart. They were heading down I-95. They were headed to Florida with all this stuff. And one, it's like, I think sending off the players is kind of lame. Who cares about the equipment? It's like, oh my God, there's like bats, there's baseballs, there's gum in there. It's going to Florida. There's the start of the season. Also, do they not just have that stuff in Florida? Like, could they not just like have a storage facility where they just keep bats and baseballs? Like, no, we need to bring it back and forth from Florida to Boston. I don't know. I always felt impractical.
It's bad logistics.
Yeah, not good logistically. But yeah, there was a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, speaking of, there's a Patriots Bills undercurrent that's undeniable. Between this program, I mean, it's Scott Zolak making Bills comments. Josh Allen, he's broken his silence. We didn't hear from him for a little bit since that loss in the divisional round. He's broken his silence. He says that he wishes he made a few more plays in that divisional round game against Denver, and he feels that if he did, the Bills would have beaten the Patriots and reached the Super Bowl. Now, in light of Josh Allen's comments, do you feel Josh Allen and the Bills deserve any type of prize or award because they would have beaten New England in Josh Allen's hypothetical scenario?
Yeah, I see what you're doing. You're trying to goad me into saying something stupid, but I can tell you this. You guys are very, very, very lucky that Josh Allen was playing hurt in the playoffs. Had this guy been fully healthy, you would have seen a different Josh Allen this playoffs. I completely 100% think the reason the Bills lost and Josh Allen did not play well was purely because of this broken foot. What a warrior. You want to talk about a true warrior going out to play? That's Josh Allen. This guy puts his heart on the line every single week for the Buffalo Bills. Never complained about his broken foot, his broken fingers. All this guy did is just go out there, grind for his team, play, try to make Buffalo get the thing that they've been craving all along, which is a Super Bowl. So am I surprised that Josh would come out publicly and say that he would beat a Patriots team that's gotten through no one good? No, I'm not surprised because Josh knows that he owns New England. In fact, I remember the last time we played New England in the playoffs. I believe it was a perfect game. So Yeah, I think the Bills have New England's number.
Wow. Yeah, crazy comments from Josh Allen. Hadn't heard much from him, but yeah, made sure to wear the boot at the press conference so everyone knew how badly he was injured.
Well, he was actually injured. That's why he's wearing the boot.
Right. I mean, so made sure to put on a show with the boot.
Yeah,
crutches,
it's not a show. That's what you have to wear medically when you have a broken foot.
Right.
And he had just had surgery on it.
So, hey, Josh, get well soon, Josh Allen,
Yeah, I mean, just classic Patriots fan. Again, think about it. This guy's going to the Super Bowl this week, his team, and the first segment is the Patriots talking about the Bills. The next segment is Andy bringing up the Bills. I mean, can you get our names out of your mouth and just enjoy your Super Bowl run? I mean, you guys can't keep the Bills' name out of your mouth. It's crazy.
I'm loving the Super Bowl run. Let's keep it on the Bills because
it's all you want to talk about.
Topic. We somehow haven't hit on it on this program. Joe Brady's the new Bills head coach.
Yeah.
I got the sense that this is not exactly what you wanted. What are our thoughts on this?
Yeah, I've been going kind of back and forth on this because, it's one thing to be a fan, it's one thing to have logic, and sometimes those two things don't mesh and coexist. And so I think I've been pretty open on the podcast all year long and think that if McDermott didn't win the Super Bowl, or at least get us to the Super Bowl this year, he needed to go. So I was okay with that. Then it's like, all right, what do we do here, right? Do we make a big splash hire and get a Belichick? Do we try to get Harbaugh, wrangle him out of the jaws of the Giants? Do we try to get a Mike Tomlin? Do we try to get someone out of retirement? That was kind of what I wanted.
Yeah.
When I realized that wasn't going to happen, here were my options. Young offensive coordinators that worked with other teams and had success, which I didn't want. I didn't want this Kubiak guy. I didn't want LaFleur's brother. I didn't want any of those young, weird named guys. The guy from Jacksonville.
Udinski.
I didn't want any of that because that doesn't change anything. We are in win now mode, and we need a guy who knows how to win now, preferably has experience. So that was kind of like what was playing in my head. So the immediate thought was Dable. Dable. He's got the relationship with the owner. He's got the relationship with the team. He's from Buffalo. So it seemed to make a lot of sense. I kind of had my head set on him. Then the Joe Brady news kind of came out of the blue. And at first, I was like, classic Bills, just making a bad hire. But then, the more I thought about it, I was like, if we didn't hire him, he probably gets another head coaching job somewhere else. Or at least a really good offensive coordinator job, probably a head coach very soon. He was also known as one of these young, talented guys. So, yeah, maybe it's good to just keep the talent in-house. I mean, listen, Josh Allen was a part of this process in selecting the next head coach. And so clearly Allen thinks highly of him and works well with him. Otherwise, this would not have happened. So I think Joe Brady, what he's come out and said afterwards, he started crying when he was thanking his wife for, all the sacrifices. That was touching because it's like, all right, this guy's got real heart. So he cares about his family. He's a good character guy. Boom, we got that. Number two, he comes out and basically kind of trashes McDermott in a couple different ways, saying stuff like, yeah, it's really important to work with the GM and just like not have a system that's designed specifically around a type of player. You have to surround it around the players that you have. So that was clearly like a shot at Sean McDermott.
And sucking up to the GM.
It was. But I think he did a very good job in all of his press conferences. He made me feel very good about where the Bills are now. So did I like it initially? No. Do I like it now? I do. In Joe Brady, we trust.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. It just felt a little underwhelming. It's like it seemed like there were problems with the offense last year too. Like you even commented on how they need to be a little more creative. I thought this was a good time to bring in someone from the outside, even if it were Brian Daboll, because at least he's been a head coach before. And I know it ended badly in New York, and people look at him like a clown. But that first year was a huge success. I mean, he resurrected Daniel Jones's career the first time, got the Giants into the playoffs, had them win a playoff game. So I think you're kind of betting on same offense, but Joe Brady is going to be a better kind of CEO and someone who can manage the game better than Sean McDermott. I don't doubt that it was time for Sean McDermott to go, and also the whole thing that, Josh Allen supports him, Josh Allen likes him. Josh Allen seems like a very nice and agreeable, loyal guy. So I'm not surprised that he's riding with his offensive coordinator. It's just sometimes letting the players make the decision, it's not the best decision for them. It's like the guy they like might not actually be the best coach. Maybe Daboll is more of a hard ass. That's kind of what we hear. And Joe Brady's a nice guy. It's sometimes you're better off with a hard ass. Like I heard this in New England last year when the Patriots moved on from Mayo after one season. All the players spoke out. They said, we really like Mayo. He didn't get a fair shot. This is unfair. This is on us. But at the end of the day, and I don't doubt that he was a nice guy that liked playing for him, bringing in Mike Vrabel was what this team needed. So I just don't love putting it in the hands of the players. I think Josh Allen would have signed off on – I think Josh Allen will be loyal to any coordinator he works with because he works with a guy day in, day out, and I think that's the kind of guy he is.
Okay, so a couple things to touch on there. Number one, the worst thing in the world, you're right, to be is known as a nice guy. You never want to be known as the nice guy. That's not where you succeed in this world, okay? And usually if you're known as the nice guy, it means you're pretty bad at everything else, and that was all anyone could say about you. So I hear what you're saying about the Gerard Mayo comparisons, how you think Josh Allen is just too nice to ever dog anyone. My counter argument to that would be when Ken Dorsey was the offensive coordinator, it's not that Allen would publicly go against Dorsey, but he definitely was not supporting him behind the doors. And I understand why. I trained with Ken Dorsey at IMG down at in Bradenton, and that guy is a freaking clown show, man. He is. When I found out he was going to coach for the Bills, I was like, well, we're not going to win ever if this guy's in charge of anything, let alone gets promoted to offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills. So, no, I disagree because that guy had to go. Josh clearly went to McDermott and was like, no, not him. So, I don't know. Joe Brady seems like a cooler guy. He's definitely going to be a player's coach. He's a lot younger, too, so it's going to be like this weird dynamic of how he interacts with the players. I get a little worried that usually means that discipline might not be there. So hopefully the culture has kind of already been set with that discipline and the players can kind of enforce it on their own. But shit, man, I don't know. I think even if you look at a guy that I think a lot of people assume is a very players-oriented coach in someone like Sean McVay.
Sure.
I think if you watch him on the sideline, though, even though he does get in people's faces in good moments and he daps them up and he seems like their best friend, he looks pissed when people do the wrong thing. I think there is something to it, having that fear in your head coach a little bit. Like you don't want to let him down or you don't want to get in trouble. I think those guys kind of need that, and that I will give it to you. I am worried about with Joe Brady.
Yeah, and like I would say an example on the contrary. Like I would say, I don't think anyone on the Dolphins feared Mike McDaniel last year. Like, did you fear you make a dumb mistake, you go to the sideline, he rips you a new one?
No.
It's, he was the cool guy who was vaping on the sideline. It just, you got to have that. You got to be the guy who's in charge.
Yeah, he was the cool guy vaping on the sidelines and then going on PMT like after the season and then making jokes about it too. So I agree. And not to just chase a rabbit here, but let's talk a little Mike McDaniels as well. Because
love to.
Mike McDaniel.
That's right.
But did you see his interview on Pat McAfee as well?
When he got the
Optiwear? This guy's a clown, man. I mean, he just like is not taking this shit seriously.
He's like, hey, clothes, man. They're just something you have to wear. That's what, you have to put them on.
He is so cocky after leaving Miami that this guy is going to, mark my words, Mike McDaniel will never coach in the NFL again as a head coach. He has now cemented himself that he can't handle the level of responsibility it takes to become a CEO of an organization. There are 32 teams. Okay, that is a coveted spot. This guy, every time he gets interviewed, it's just a joke.
Yeah.
And that's just not going to work for a lot of these owners because they're paying millions. It smells like something burning.
It smells like a birthday cake. It smells like candles.
It's probably right here. Oh, it's, yeah. Anyway.
We got an audience.
He just can't take anything seriously. I wouldn't want him being the face of my franchise organization. I wouldn't be able to trust him. And he's classic one of those guys who was a nerd, goes to Miami, goes out to some nightclubs, gets some money, and then thinks he's just the coolest person on earth now. I think it's a bad look for him. I think he's going to struggle to get players to respect him.
Yeah, it's tough. He seems like a guy who's much better off being a coordinator. It's like coordinators usually aren't in front of the camera nearly as much, so you can be kind of the goofy guy. And, I mean, I think he's boy genius in terms of drawing up these plays, but, I mean, do you really expect defensive players, people at other parts of the roster to respect this guy when he's in front of you? It's just sometimes you have to look the part. Like even though you're the coach, you almost need to look like you're ready to suit up and play, or you're someone who could have done that at some point. He's the class clown. It's like class clowns usually aren't head football coaches.
Yeah, and I mean, even look in the executive world of Fortune 500 companies, it's like something crazy. Like 85% of CEOs are like over 6 foot, and men.
Very true. Yeah, appearances do matter.
It's just like appearance matters probably more than you think. So, yeah, but no, it's been a wild coaching carousel. Always is. I think clearly the NFL is showing we like young, offensive-minded QB gurus. That's kind of how the league seems to be leaning.
Yeah, and just one last thing on the Bills.
Yeah.
The Joe Brady thing may end up working out, but they're going to have to make some big changes to the roster because it just seems like with all this Bills drama coming out between Brandon Beane, Terry Pagula, it seems like the way they're looking at it is Sean McDermott was the poison. We take him out, everything will be great. If you think that just by removing Sean McDermott from all this, everything is going to be amazing again, I think you're kind of mistaken because he was handed somewhat of a broken roster this season. So there's work to be done on the personnel side as well.
Yeah, but there's nothing. So play that out. I agree with everything you're saying, but what you're underestimating is how much Brandon Beane likes Brandon Beane.
Yeah.
And so I think that actually works weirdly in our favor in this situation because Brandon Beane, thank God, was given a floaty raft from Terry Pagula in terms of who Terry Pagula was going to blame. He could have easily chosen to fire Brandon Beane and kept McDermott, but he fired McDermott, went all in on Brandon Beane. Now, the reason why I say this is a good thing is because his ego is so big that he knows that he has to make a splash this offseason with the roster to get a good receiver in Buffalo so that he can win the fans back and make people like him again. Because I don't know if you saw Joe Brady's interview on Pat McAfee as well.
I thought he showed well.
Brandon Beane just couldn't help himself but interrupting the interview and getting his face in there. It's like this guy just loves the camera more than any GM in the league. But it shows me that, okay, he's aware of what everyone's saying about him, which is we need receivers, your roster sucks, and he likes to be loved. He clearly didn't get enough love as a kid, so he's going to do whatever he can this offseason to get the Bills the best receivers. I hope to God he trades away our first-round picks for win-now material.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson, I've been hearing it.
Really?
Well, he was Joe Brady's. Joe Brady was his offensive coordinator at LSU.
Wow, crazy to think the Vikings would do that, but hey, I mean, it's happened before.
2 first-rounders, something crazy.
Well, remember the Bills gave up a haul for Diggs years ago, and it ended up working out.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of draft capital to give up, but
no, it did work out. And then you guys, the Vikings got Justin Jefferson with that pick.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so.
Wow. Crazy, yeah.
Worked out for the Patriots, I guess.
Yeah.
Since you have Diggs now.
In a while, I know, and they just barely had to pay him anything.
Yeah.
Let's on the Vikings now that we're on the topic.
Sure.
Because they had a shakeup this week. Their general manager has been fired.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of criticism of the Vikings right now. Sam Darnold's in the Super Bowl. People are looking back after J.J. McCarthy's terrible season saying, I don't get it. Why did the Vikings let Sam Darnold go?
Yeah, you're talking about Minnesota Vikings GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah.
I am. That's correct.
That's right.
No, thank you for clarifying.
Yes.
And I think this is one of the most unfair narratives ever. Like a lot of times in sports, something super obvious happens, then we look back and say, why didn't they keep Darnold? It's go back to 1 year ago. It's crystal clear why the Vikings didn't keep Sam Darnold. And I'm not saying it worked out and was the right decision, but if you're the Vikings general manager 1 year ago, you just 1 year prior traded up to get J.J. McCarthy. You plugged in Sam Darnold as a backup. He thrived for the first time in his career in Kevin O'Connell's system, but then flamed out when you got to the playoffs. So the narrative of the time was you can plug in any half-decent quarterback into Kevin O'Connell. He'll produce results. And we like Darnold, but in the end, you can't trust him in the big game because he just fell flat in his face on the last 2 big games. He goes to Seattle, has another great season. Nothing works out with 9 in Minnesota. They're now questioning, is he the guy? And I just think it's so unfair. It's if you were to re-sign Sam Darnold in Minnesota a year ago, then what are you doing with J.J. McCarthy? I mean, are you basically just admitting fault on the draft pick 1 year later? Maybe that's the right move, but not a lot of teams do that, especially after trading up. So I don't know. I think this feels like a reactionary move by the Vikings, kind of seeing Sam Darnold reach the Super Bowl.
So it absolutely is. And, the reason the Vikings hired Kwesi was because he was not built in the same mold as most GMs were. So interesting background from him. He actually made it a rise from finance to football. He got an economics degree at Princeton. Then he got his master's in economics at Stanford. He became a portfolio manager out of his master's degree at Taylor Woods Capital. He worked for several Wall Street ventures, and then he got into football operations with the 49ers and the Browns before he was the Vikings GM. So this guy brought a different approach to how he scouted people, and he never kind of grew up in that football culture world where, to be perfectly honest, is kind of bullshit. These head coaches dying on a plank saying, oh, I sleep in the office, I never see my wife. That's not necessarily a healthy thing, and it's not a sustainable thing. And I don't really think it's something that necessarily needs to be done. I think a lot of times, even just in regular work, the people who are always patting themselves on the back for working the hardest or the longest or talking about their hours or how long they work, what that says to me is you're just not working efficiently, you're not smart, you're not good at creating systems, you're unorganized. And to say that this guy had no success in Minnesota is crazy. I mean, everyone thought McCarthy was going to be a good quarterback, and I'm sure Kevin O'Connell, the coach, had a lot to do with J.J. McCarthy getting picked as well, since he's known as like kind of a quarterback guru guy. And all of this talk about this GM basically getting fired, and one of the main reasons is because there was like an underlying hate for this guy because when his son got born, he took 2 weeks for paternity leave, and then everyone in the NFL was like, oh, how could he do that? That's an unquestionable thing. You don't do that in the NFL. That hustle culture bullshit needs to stop. Whatever happened to a guy just being able to spend 2 weeks with their brand new kid? I mean, Jesus Christ. Let the guy freaking be with his kid for 2 weeks and that not be a reason that every single thing else that he did for this organization just goes down the tube because he wanted to spend time with his wife and kid. Absolute bullshit. And honestly, if I'm Minnesota's owner, I'm coming out, I'm getting in front of this and saying that had nothing to do with it. We respect our employees. They are absolutely allowed to take paternal leave if they want to. I just hated everything about it. I think the Vikings are now on a decline like we've never seen before. They're in absolute shambles, and I have no respect for that organization.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the owner coming out. I mean, where do you think the story came from? Like, this is just such a classic petty breakup story in sports. It happens all the time. It's when an owner goes on a power trip. Whether it's a coach or GM pushed out the door, you now hear about all this baggage after the fact. Like, it honestly shows you he was probably a pretty upstanding guy if the worst the Vikings have on him is that, last summer he took 2 weeks of paternity leave.
Yes.
And I'm totally with you because you hear it from all these coaches, football executives. It's like, I sleep at the office. I'm just like working 22 hours a day. You got to work smarter, not harder. It's maybe you're putting your time into the wrong things because it's pretty unhealthy. Maybe if you just got sleep, you could be more efficient at the entire thing. And I don't know. Is training camp an important time for the GM? I guess so, but are there not other personnel people on the staff? Could he not still stay somewhat involved while spending time with this newborn? It's just the fact that it's coming out now to justify the firing. I'll put it this way. If the NFL were like a real-life business, this would be a major labor violation.
Huge major labor violation. And I just don't like the narrative. I feel like let's just talk about what the Vikings did. There's plenty of stuff that you can point back and play Monday morning quarterback and say he did a bad job with Darnold. You could make that argument. I'm fine with it. That's a good sports talk argument. But the kid thing, that caught me off guard that all of these pros on Twitter were jumping on. I'm like, oh, well, if we would have known that he took 2 weeks off to watch his kid, I wouldn't have wanted him to be my GM either. It's like, well, you're part of the problem. If you guys aren't going to fix this culture, then none of you are going to enjoy ever being involved with the NFL. And that seems like a ridiculous thing. The fact that these coaches are having to cry at all their press conferences because they're like, honey, I know I haven't seen you in 10 years and like we hate each other and you're probably cheating on me because I cheat on you every week when I'm gone. But like, thank you so much for not divorcing me. I mean, and everyone's like, what a stand-up guy. It's like, well, actually, these guys are horrible husbands and parents if they're not even willing to take 2 weeks off for a newborn. I don't like it at all.
That's like when Adam Gase was still the head coach for the Jets. He came out and he was like, yeah, over Thanksgiving, I'm just going to be locked in a room by myself, just studying film, preparing for the game. My wife, she's making the Thanksgiving meal. Family, they're going to be at the dinner table, but I don't even have time to spend. I'm just drawing up a game plan. It's like, dude, your game plan is going to be horrible. You're going to lose the game, so just spend some time with your family. Like, what are you doing?
100%. But I think there's guys like actually Josh Allen in his press conference, he was talking about becoming a father with Haley Steinfeld. And, he just had like a little grin on his face. He's so excited to be a father. And he was talking about, he's like, you know what? I love football. Football is great. I love the Buffalo Bills. I love this organization. But the most important thing I'm going to do in my life is become a dad. And that was pretty cool to hear from like a guy in his position and stature. And even today, dude, I was at the mall and I walked past Baker Mayfield was there with his wife.
Shout out Baker.
And dude, he just looked like a normal guy. He's just holding his little 2-year-old daughter. He's like, like when the kid's in the middle and they're like swinging the kid in the middle.
Love that.
He's doing that. I was going to go say hi to him, but I was like, no, this guy's just being a dad right now. I'm going to let Baker be a dad.
He doesn't want the media in his face right now.
But honestly, pretty cool to see that not everyone in the NFL needs to be this hustle culture bullshit. He's spending time with his family at the mall, with his daughter and his wife. They look like they're having an absolute blast, happy as can be. Josh is happy in the press conference. So, you know what? Let this guy get another chance and let him have his revenge mode. Because if I were this guy, I would be freaking pissed about the Vikings organization slandering my name, telling me I can't take it. Because obviously this was a situation where he clearly asked for permission and was told yes. And there is nothing more I hate than when a company, when you like ask them something and they go, yeah, you can absolutely do that. Then you do it and they go, well, we didn't actually want you to do that.
Yeah.
Even though we told you. That would fucking piss me off. I'll just tell you a quick story. So my last year of college football up in Montreal, okay, I had already started there for 2 years and previously started 3 years in college. Started 2 other years in the States. So this was my 5th year of college football. I gained a year of eligibility going to Canada. And, dude, I'd already won, like, league MVP, all this stuff. I was, like, the captain. I ran all the summer workouts. It was fucking set. Like, I'm the dude. And then my brother schedules his wedding for the, like, first week of training camp. Now, Zach, if you're listening, not the best wedding timing, but it's my brother. Obviously, best man. I'm going to be at his wedding. I'm not going to miss it for anything, right? I asked my head coach, who's this character guy. His name is Mickey Donovan. Oof. Okay, he's from New Hampshire, also played up in Montreal as well. He's like, him and his brother were coaching there. They acted like, oh, we're family guys, blah, blah, blah. No, fuck this guy. I never said this publicly, but fuck Mickey Donovan, man. He fucked me so hard. I had a meeting with him, and I told him about this maybe 4 or 5 months in advance. Like, hey, training camp's coming. I have to go. I'm going to miss like 2-3 practices. I have to go. He said, family's the most important thing ever. You go, you do it. Well, lo and behold, I fucking fly out, go to the wedding, come right back. I missed 2 or 3 practices. He brings me in his office. He's like, yeah, Trenton, first week we were playing our rival at home. It was like a big night game. He goes, we're gonna start the other guy.
Wow.
I say, excuse me? So yeah, we're gonna start calling. I was like, well, why would we start calling? He's like, well, it didn't feel right you missing these practices. It's not like kind of the standard we want to say. Well, I asked you 4 months ago if I could, and you said yes. Yeah, I know, but it's just, I had never been fucking more mad in my life, dude. I literally punched like a wood table as hard as I can, just fucking went to the door and just punched it as hard as I can. And honestly, it was a good life lesson for me in that moment, because up to that moment, I thought that people actually cared about people.
No.
And like cared what you thought or actually about your family and stuff. So it was good to learn that early on, but I kind of see a similar situation here with this GM, and that's why it kind of irked me so much, because like, you guys let him take the 2 weeks, and then you're going to fire him. If I'm him, and honestly, he seems like a smart guy given all of his degrees.
Yeah.
I bet you this motherfucker is getting his ducks in a row to get some defamation shit out there.
Yeah. I mean, he'd probably have a case for a lawsuit. It's just sometimes when you go to war with the NFL, then kind of blackballed and no more.
John Gruden's having a blast, though.
Oh, he's having a grand old time. Yeah, I think basically the owner had an emotional reaction seeing Darnold in the Super Bowl, got pissed at the GM for letting Darnold walk, and then decided, what can I put out there that will make the public think he was some awful guy? He took 2 weeks off because he had a newborn. So it's these owners, they're evil, they're awful people, and they're all in the Epstein files. That's the newest thing we're learning this week. I mean,
oh my God, everyone's in the Epstein files, man.
Who isn't?
It's crazy.
Who isn't? You know.
Well, did you see? We're going to talk about the owners, but a name that popped up today that just completely blew me away: Peter Attia.
Oh,
do you know who Peter Attia is?
No.
All right, Peter Attia is like this. He's like a very well-known, trusted, like basically like health longevity podcaster guy. So he's like one of those guys. You know, it's like, oh, there's a study on if you wake up at 7 a.m. and drink. He's one of those guys.
Uh-oh.
He's one of those guys. I know you don't like those guys, but I've listened to his stuff. He seems a lot more practical than most. So if I was going to ever like try to get some advice, he was like, I'll listen to this guy, see what he has to say. But I mean, out of the blue, I mean, this guy's like a health podcaster. Starting to get a little bit more famous now. His show's got a lot of people. Comes out, he's in 1,800 of these emails.
Oof.
And I mean, just with like rancid shit he's saying about some of the women too. I was just shocked. But every time I go on Twitter, I'm like, oh my God, this guy's in there. What we have in the NFL too, like half of these owners are in it.
Absolutely. Owners
What's going on?
Left and right. I mean, the big one that broke, Giants co-owner John Tisch. He's apparently in these emails. He's in quite a few of these emails. And I guess Epstein, he was trying to set John Tisch up with some women. John Tisch had to clarify these were adult women, which the fact that this whole thing's a mess. This whole thing is a freaking mess. And some people early on were saying, ooh, I mean, what could this mean for his ownership? Are they going to have to remove him? No, because you can't remove 32 owners. That's just impractical. So, I mean, what will happen? Probably nothing. But as the days go on, more and more names are in it. Russell Wilson is in the Epstein files.
Russell Wilson was in there. Oh, my God. And, you know, it's like you start to wonder his connection with Sierra, his super pop star wife.
That always seemed kind of fishy.
It seemed kind of weird.
Epstein
it popped out of the blue. I don't know. Allegedly. We know nothing, but allegedly. Yeah, trying to buy planes from Epstein, man. What in the world? And also, it's I don't know what the proper defense is when your name gets released in the Epstein file, because you're seeing it from all blocks. You have Trump, whose name is just littered in it, pictures all day with it. And he goes, I did not know Jeffrey at all. I actually don't even know who you're talking about. I don't know him at all. I don't know Jeffrey. Who is this guy? Oh, that guy. I know that guy, but he was awful. I never spent any time with him. And then he was like giving birthday cards to him in women with like shaped with boobs as the words. I don't know. So that's Trump just completely pretending like he never was involved. And then you have Russell Wilson, who gets mentioned and immediately goes to Twitter and he's like, I want to be perfectly clear that I actually was like trying to buy a plane and I had a broker and the broker just contacted about his plane, but I never had any contact. And then it's like, you know, Russell, you really put that out there really quick. And it makes you think like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's almost like he had it typed up.
It was ready to go.
He probably had it ready to go.
And also, it's funny because every time Russell Wilson tweets, part of me is just thinking that it's just a fake account that's like Russell Kilson or something.
Could be.
Because every time I read his tweets, I'm like, is that guy really saying that? Because he's had some crazy tweets this year, by the way.
Yeah, Russell, he's a wild card. I mean,
he's a weird guy.
From his Broncos country, let's ride. The Danger Witch commercial was a wild one. Subway had to pull it because it made people too uncomfortable to watch. I mean, at first I wanted to believe his tweet that he wasn't in the Epstein files. Do you remember this crazy Danger Witch commercial?
Yeah.
That was so creepy. Subway had to pull it. That's the kind of commercial that would almost make you think this guy could be in the Epstein files.
It's a very Epstein-y commercial. Russell Wilson, though, it's weird because on paper and in his actions, he seems to be what you would want your quarterback to be and what you'd want the face of the organization to be. But it seems like everywhere he goes, people just hate him.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know why.
Well, it seems like publicly he's like kind of a dork, which it seems like it works, but it sounds like it's kind of a fake persona, and behind the scenes I think he's kind of secretly an asshole, but just puts on the
My left tackle in college
PR.
played at NC State with him, and he said he was a fucking great teammate. He was like first in, last out, like an absolute animal in the gym. Watched all the film, was a great leader, and I feel like he is that. But I do think that it rubs certain players the wrong way. I think like a lot of players in the NFL don't want to be pushed or don't want to be like have to deal with like being the perfect persona. And I think it kind of bothered them. I mean, it was like the weird conversations in Denver. Like, why does he get his own office? Because he's the starting quarterback making $80 million a year. If he wants an office in a giant facility, he can get an office, guys, to go watch film. Like, I don't know why any player or coaching personnel would be mad at that. That makes absolute sense. I mean, there's realtors get offices.
That's a good point.
I mean, I would imagine an $80 million a year quarterback leading an organization gets an office. So, I don't know. The Russell Wilson slander is, on one part, hilarious. And another part, I always question, like, what has this guy done to anyone?
Yeah, it's tough. I feel like the most incriminating, quote unquote, piece of Russell Wilson news when Marshawn Lynch did an interview years ago talked about how you couldn't call the guy on the phone. Like, you would call his number, it would be like his agent or someone pick up. You had to leave a message. Like, he wasn't like one of these quarterbacks who was and you would think, I mean, your starting running back should be able to get in contact with a quarterback whenever. So it just sounded a little dysfunctional. I know not everyone in the locker room is going to be best friends, but I feel like if the running back can't just hop on the phone and talk to the quarterback, it doesn't sound all that functional to me.
Yeah, which is also funny because we're believing Marshawn Lynch as well. I mean, this guy is... I know he, like, jokes around like he's just, like, this, like, ha, 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 Marshawn Lynch, he's so funny. He has figured out a way to make this persona where he can do no wrong. I mean, this guy is a certified, like, boozer. He has... Have you seen, like, the 30-minute video of him just being absolutely shit-faced with half his car, like, completely torn off?
Ooh.
Of him just being, like, near a train tracks and the cops are talking to him?
No, I'm going to have to check that out after this.
Dude, you need to watch this. They're like, sir, you're like, you can't be in there. And he's just like, he's like asleep in the car, drunk. And he just kept going, what? What are you guys doing? No, leave me alone. Leave me alone. And it was like a female officer, too. It was very uncomfortable. He, like, tried to get away. He was like, I'm Marshawn Lynch. I can do whatever I want. I'm just saying, I'm not sure I want to take Marshawn Lynch's word for who's going to be the best character guy and leader on a team. I mean, Marshawn Lynch wasn't exactly known for his leadership qualities.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's just tough with Russ. It just seems like great persona publicly just didn't mesh with the Legion of Boom or Sean Payton or the Broncos or the New York Giants. And now he's in the Epstein file. So it's just been an absolute
tough
roller coaster of career for Russ.
Russ, listen, I tried to defend you there, but, I mean, that is a tough string of events that's been happening.
Yeah. So get well soon, Russ.
Let me check. Oh, thank God.
That would be something.
All right, we're good. It's recording.
Yeah. Let's get back into the Super Bowl a little bit because we've talked about a lot of things all over the NFL. I mean, we got a big game on Sunday.
Yeah.
We haven't done this yet. Drake May's got a shoulder issue.
Okay.
He didn't practice last week. Reports are he didn't injure it in the Denver game. He may have had it before the Denver game. He's been listed as questionable. Obviously, he's going to play. What is going on here?
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, I've been watching May throw the ball versus the Bills the first time they played, and this guy was throwing some of the best footballs I've seen any quarterback throw in years. And then I've watched him the past couple of weeks, and I've been kind of dogging him on the show. But he hasn't looked like the wonder kid that we saw all season. I mean, his completion percentage has taken a dive. I know he's been playing quote-unquote good defenses, but this guy hasn't looked the same. So it makes a lot of sense, a guy with his kind of character and integrity, that he would play through a shoulder injury and not have to let everyone know it. So I can understand kind of how no one would know about it until now. But he was carrying the suitcase in his right hand off the plane.
That's big.
That was big news in Patriot land. It looks like he's going to be healthy for the Super Bowl. But this is wild. This is going to be one of the first Super Bowls where both quarterbacks just aren't practicing at all. May's got his shoulder. Darnold's got his oblique. I mean, this reminds me of one of the all-time greats, Allen Iverson, just proving the fact that in the biggest game in the world, the biggest game of these people's lives, and we're talking about practice? Practice.
Or not the game.
Not the game. Practice.
That's crazy.
So to think that these guys need to even practice at this point in the season is ridiculous. Drake May is going to be dialed in come Sunday, and Sam Darnold's going to be dialed in, and this is going to be a battle for the ages. I think you're going to see two of the best quarterback performances in Super Bowl history coming this Sunday on two quarterbacks that are injured and not practiced.
Yeah, it is crazy because reports are also saying that Sam Darnold hasn't practiced for weeks. Like, he's been in practice, but he hasn't been throwing. So that's how he's dealing with this oblique. It hardly looks like it's affected him. He was electric against the 49ers, then had a career game in that NFC Championship. So really wild stuff going on here. Also with May, it explains a little bit of it. I think he went up against three good defenses. He's got the shoulder thing. He's a young player, first time in the playoffs. Probably a combination of factors, all contributing to the lesser play, but I'm hearing a lot of people all over the internet who are dogging the Patriots. They are predicting a Seattle blowout. They think they're going to run out of the building. And I feel the shoulder thing isn't coming up. Like, if you were all in on Seattle, that should be a reason,
because it's
that should be a factor. Exactly, it's
a
throwing shoulder. So I'm not even really hearing that from a lot of people. A lot of people just don't think the Patriots are all good to begin with. But if you buy that May's shoulder is really an issue, I mean, it's a pro Seattle argument.
I'm going to pull up the Kalshi app here, and I want to see what the spread is at right now for the Super Bowl. So
what people are telling me is it's odd. There's a lot of money's coming in Seattle, but the line has not budged. I believe it may have opened at 3.5, but it's been 4.5 steady for a while now.
Yeah, it's at 4.5. So, right now it's Seattle has to win by more than 4.5 for you to win that bet. That is a very tempting number. With how much the Seattle offense has been scoring and the weapons they have. It's a tempting number. This one's interesting too. I've been going kind of back and forth on this. The over is at 45.5 points scored. Part of me is thinking the Seahawks are just going to score 30. So I don't want to mess with the 45 over. I kind of like the under here, man. I think this is going to be kind of a defensive battle more than we're thinking. And you have two quarterbacks who've never played in the Super Bowl. Drake May's a young guy. Darnold's, not historically done well on the big stage. I can see kind of both QBs having bad games, and this kind of coming down to which defense is going to play best. And it's going to be a Vrabel versus McDonald, just absolute defensive clash.
Yeah, I'm expecting a low-scoring game as well because a lot of people are talking, Seahawks might blow them out. I don't see the Patriots defense just getting lit up by Seattle. Like, I do see there could be a scenario where Drake May goes out, has a crap game, the Pats offensive line can't protect him, and they just can't get anything going on offense. And maybe if it turns into a turnover fest, Seattle's getting all these short fields, they punch in, but I don't think they're going to run up and down the field on the Patriots defense. So I expect a lower scoring game.
So you got the under.
Yeah, I would take the under.
I think the under is a good pick. And, I think 4.5, man, all of these games, the good ones this postseason have been really settled by a field goal or less. So it's a risky move doing a 4.5 on that. So I don't know. We're going to go over our full predictions next episode, so I don't want to kind of spoil that. But there's a lot to look at on Kalshi. If you guys want, just take a peek at the app. You can kind of bet on any of these bets, the props, anything you want. Also, one of my favorite props, let's go to some of their game props here.
Yeah.
This one's always interesting. Will a non-quarterback have a pass attempt? And it'll pay you 1.4 times your money if you bet that. That one's kind of interesting because I feel like the Patriots especially could pull out a wide receiver pass in this playoff game.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised to see it at all. It's also tempting because it's just an attempt. It doesn't even have to be successful.
It's not a completion,
Not a completion. So I honestly wouldn't be shocked. A lot of times teams will have crazy plays in the bag of tricks, and they will save them for the Super Bowl. Think back to the Philly special. Josh McDaniels really likes to throw in a crazy play or two per game. Also, just think about in Mike Vrabel's playing career, he was a linebacker who, on multiple occasions in the Super Bowl, was thrown in at tight end, catches a touchdown pass. Does he kind of have a soft spot for that? Just trick play,
Super Bowl flair.
Mix it up. Or even on the Seattle side, I mean, they got Clint Kubiak. He's a young offensive coordinator. Is he kind of trying to flex on the world? You know, I got tricks too. So I don't think it's a crazy thought.
No, I think we could see it. So you had also mentioned, talking about this game, the head-to-head versus common opponents, Seahawks and Pats.
That's right. So a lot of people, their narrative has been Patriots haven't played anybody good. Seahawks have been through a gauntlet. And people talk about it. It's very hyperbolic, the way it's spoken about. But
not on this show.
Not on this show. No. Never. I'm just talking about elsewhere on the internet. But someone on Reddit posted this, and they quantified things, because the Patriots and Seahawks, they played 7 common opponents this year, and both went 6-1 in those games. Both went 6-1 in those games. On average, the Patriots outscored the opponents 28-18. The Seahawks outscored them 33-19. So, advantage Seahawks in these common opponents. But I do like how instead
by 5 points.
By 5 points.
And the line's 4.5.
Maybe that's where the line came from. So I do like how someone did research and put together actual numbers instead of just, they didn't play anyone.
Yeah.
I feel like it's better analysis. So, if you think the Seahawks went through a tougher road, there's really no question about it. But
it's this, you know what? I mean, I've been a little hyperbolic around the Patriots, but it is pretty funny, the fact that everyone's talking about the Patriots and the Seahawks like it's this surprising Super Bowl match. They were both 14-3.
I agree.
That's
it's a
crazy.
1 seed and a 2 seed.
They're very good teams playing in the Super Bowl. That is crazy.
No, I think people they look at how bad the Patriots were last year and the fact they haven't played anyone all that good. And just, you look at all the players in the AFC, you thought no chance it's going to be the Patriots. You look at Seattle, I think people don't believe in Darnold. They were out of the playoffs last year. It's like, guys, once the season gets going, like, every once in a while you'll have a top seed just prove to be completely fraudulent and flame out. The next time a team's a 1 seed, we should probably believe them.
Yeah. No, I know it is interesting. So, I don't know, man. I'm excited. All right, on a lighter note, I wanted to do a little segment here.
Let's do it.
Because it is Super Bowl Sunday coming up, and one of the best things about Super Bowl Sunday is the appetizers at the Super Bowl party. Okay?
That's right.
I want to do a top 5 where once something has been said, it can't be used in the top 5 of Super Bowl appetizers. We're going to start with 5 and then go down to 1. I will hit us off. At my number 5, I have jalapeno poppers, bacon wrapped. Or bacon wrapped jalapeno with cream cheese.
Damn.
Whatever those are called.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah, you'd be lucky to be the Super Bowl party that's got those. And number 4, I'm going to say, give me some pigs in a blanket.
Ooh.
Pigs in a blanket are phenomenal. That's just what you want to be munching on during the big game.
With a proper, mustard, too, with it.
I was going to say, because I would like my choice, because I believe there are many different types of great mustards.
Good
I would go yellow, Dijon, spicy brown. I mean, if you can throw in another one, that'd be incredible.
An app that's not spoken about enough, but is fantastic if it's done properly, like they do in Buffalo. A good buffalo chicken dip is an absolute necessity at a Super Bowl party. This is made with cream cheese, and it has to be Frank's hot sauce.
Wow. Big fan of the Frank's hot sauce. Yeah, buffalo chicken dip. Can't go wrong with that. And number 2, I'm going to go pizza bagels / Totino's pizza rolls.
Oh,
because
my God.
They get people fired up, ready to run through a wall. They're incredible. I mean, it's
one thing
you
I'll
can't
say,
be in a bad mood when pizza rolls are in play.
One thing I'll say about the pizza rolls, there's not going to be any left on the plate.
No.
Even if someone walks in and kind of scoffs at the person who brought the pizza rolls because they had spent 48 hours creating their fantastic, crazy shaped dish, you will watch, and those pizza rolls will be gone way before the elaborate dish that maybe it was an entire charcuterie tray. That will be there at the end. Those Totino's pizza rolls will be gone.
And also, you can put them down because they're not actual food, so you don't need to even have any room in your stomach or any hunger to put them down. Like, you can just... You could have just eaten a full meal and you could put down 20 of those.
Yeah, I have. Oh, I got a good one. Those ham and Gruyere sliders with on the Hawaiian rolls with the butter on top,
Ooh.
and then they bake them. If someone does those properly, that is my number one Super Bowl appetizer that needs to be on everyone's plate this Sunday. So we'll see what happens.
I'm about to cough. Like
Yeah,
crazy.
do it.
I don't know where that came from. Oh.
There it is.
Andy ham and Gruyere? What? No, that sounds amazing. I don't know if I've ever had that.
Oh my God, so good.
Absolutely love it.
Wait, were you at? When did you get there for the?
Okay, no,
Yeah, those.
I was destroying those. Oh my, what happened? I'm fucking dying out of nowhere.
Wrong pipe.
Not even wrong pipe. It was just like I feel like I swallowed some freaking dust and had to call. A couple. I'm shocked didn't make the cut.
Let's talk about
Wings. Buffalo
Okay.
wings. You got bubble chicken dip. But
No,
like,
I in the
does
reason.
it count as an appetizer?
No, I think it does.
Yeah.
I think it does. But the reason I said it's not on the list is because 9 times out of 10, people make horrible chicken wings.
Oh, fair.
They're not crispy. They're soggy. The sauce is like not on it. You have to like dip it separately. And it ends up being a bad appetizer because it's not as easy as eating as the other things either.
I'm
Like,
with you on that.
wings are a very messy process. You have to get like a plate. You have to have a ranch cup. You have to have napkins. You have to have
bones
2
somewhere,
hands, the
yeah.
bones. You have to, like if they have dogs, you have to worry about where you're putting the chicken bones after. There's just
All
so much
valid.
involved. And if it's not done properly, it's just kind of a waste. Where I feel like all the other ones, you can't really mess up too much. Like they're pretty easy to make. They should all be pretty consistent across the board at every single party. I definitely like the pigs in a blanket. I think that was a good call. I think maybe an underrated one that you maybe don't seek out at a party, but when it's there, you're kind of pumped to
Yeah.
try it out, is just good pretzel bites.
Yeah?
Hey, I'm not going.
Like nice fluffy pretzel
I'm
bites.
not going to be disappointed if there's not pretzel bites, but if you see them, you're like, oh, try some of those.
Especially if you already have the mustard
Correct.
array that we're talking about for the pigs in a blanket. Another one, I would have put it probably lower on the list, closer to 5 than closer to 1. What about a good Mexican 7-layer dip? Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like it's something you would never even consider buying or eating most of the year.
Absolutely.
But you're at a Super Bowl party. I mean, you got some of that 7-layer dip out. You got some Tostitos scoops. You're going apeshit on it.
I agree with that. Absolutely. I think just kind of looking up, make sure we don't miss anything here. I kind of like when someone brings some sort of queso cheese dip
Ooh.
that has like hamburger in it
Oh,
and it's kind of spicy.
wow.
Now, I've seen this
I
in
would
a
love
lot of different variations, but someone just goes, hey, I brought my homemade queso dip. And you're like, well, let me try it. And usually, I mean, it's hard to mess up like melted cheese, but it's delicious. So I think that's good. I think another thing, obviously, we didn't make the list. That's probably going to be at every single party. Guacamole. A nice
Gotta have
guac's always good. Guac's heavy, though. You know, you eat 4 or 5 scoops of the guac, you're starting to feel full, and you can't get full before the pizza. That is a must. And if we're trying to slam back some brewskis during this, you can't really be drinking and eating the whole time.
Well, that's what I was going to say. My number one appetizer that you got to bring to any Super Bowl party, more alcohol. Okay? We get so caught up in the Super Bowl finger foods. It's like, let's not forget the task at hand. You were trying to throw back some brewskis with your friends, with your family, and just enjoy the ballgame. Enjoy it so much that maybe you don't even remember key parts of it. Let's remember why we're there.
The number one thing, you heard him here, is to bring more alcohol. What does that mean? That means if you are going to a Super Bowl party this Sunday and it's not at your house, what are you going to bring for yourself and for the person who's hosting? You're going to bring more alcohol. You're going to think about who's there, right? You're going to make sure that you bring what you want so you don't complain to the host that they don't have it. And then you're going to bring that little 6-pack or something to just show a nice gesture for the person putting on the party, because they have to clean up after your drunk ass after you leave. So I'm with you. I like that. I think it's a good list. I think we've talked about it enough. But
Yeah.
people need reminders of this every now and then, because, you know, I've gone to some Super Bowl parties, I've hosted somewhere. Not everyone gets the memo as to what's something good to bring and not bring.
Yeah. You show up with a case, you're all set. Like, I could not care less that you ate all the pigs in a blanket. No one else got any, because you brought a 30 rack and we're all good.
I agree with that. And I think there listen, times are tough. The economy is tough. The stock market went down a little bit today. So I know there's pressure out there on people, but we got to stop just buying 2 bags of chips and bringing that over to a Super Bowl party thinking that that's enough.
They already had chips.
If you think the host is relying on you for chips at their Super Bowl party, you're going to a bad party. To Andy's point, they already had chips. So you got to think, if everyone's bringing 2 bags of chips, these people are going to be stuck with 30 bags of chips. That's a no-no. Now, if these people had 100 extra beers for the next month or 2, that's a good problem to have. So take what me and Andy are saying to heart, because this is very important as you're moving through Super Bowl season.
Yeah, absolutely. So fired up for the Super Bowl parties.
Now, I will say, we still all haven't decided what we're doing for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Should we make a lawn chair sports production out of it?
I want to make a lawn chair sports production. We got to figure out something. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's, are we streaming it? I don't know if anyone's going to watch our live stream of the Super Bowl. Maybe they will if we stream
that
on Instagram.
That would be crazy.
I don't know. Maybe they would. Me and you mic'd up. I don't know, man. We got to figure something out.
Yeah.
But it's like, coming down to it.
I know.
So we got to figure it out. We got to figure out who's hosting. I don't really want to host, but I don't know if anyone else is going to volunteer. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's a lot of cleaning involved.
All valid points. No, we got a lot to figure out.
Also, my buddy from out of town is making just an out of the blue call saying him and his 2 cousins are coming in town on Saturday. I haven't drank since
I know. I wish
New
it was
Year's.
Friday because we're gonna get roughed up with these guys, and I need to be alert for this ball game on Sunday.
I know, and to be honest, I could probably make it another month without drinking, but I can't not drink when the boys are in town.
Right.
And the Saturday before the Super Bowl seems like the worst day to go out.
It's
However,
tough.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna ask. I need some support this weekend. We gotta power through. I'm not saying it needs to be a 4 a.m. or a 5 a.m.
I'll be there.
But I do think we need to get some drinks. We gotta celebrate too, because I quit the job.
That's big.
I quit the job. Last day of work is done. I am full time on Lawn Chair Sports now.
Love it.
Full time on Lawn Chair Sports. This show is going to the moon, and no one's gonna stop us.
Yeah, and it's crazy looking back because when Larry from Lawrence, Massachusetts, commented on your last Patriots video and said, "Don't quit your day job," you said, "I could not care less what you have to say, Larry. I quit. I gave him my notice January 30th, last day."
All right. Speaking of that, let's just for the people out there, let's read some comments. Like, what are the people saying to us in the comments?
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, since I've been posting Patriot stuff, most of the comments have been directed towards me.
Yeah.
Not you.
It's weird.
Because a lot of these people are Patriots fans. But let's see. All right, here's one from Jack Barron _98. He was very emotional after some of my Patriots takes, and he said, quote, fastest growing sports podcast? Yeah, okay, pal. You guys are clowns. The Pats went the distance, and you are a hating loser. Suck a cock.
Wow.
I didn't respond to that. I thought, nothing really to respond there. He then replied to our story, and he said, "Oh, they were going to lose by 30, but now it's an easy opponent. Shut your bitch ass mouths. You two are bum ass idiots." I said, "The Pats are going to get destroyed in 2 weeks. Keep crying, little boy." And then he said, "That's great, dude. No matter what happens, we are going to the fucking Super Bowl and are the alphas of the league.
Ugh.
And we are getting a dub. Going to be a great game. Good luck preaching to all 5 of your listeners." I said, "Fake news. You're beta." And then he said, "Alphas, you are beta," which is, at this point, I am arguing with a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
But I had to keep going. So I said, "LOL, you are a beta." And they said, "You are a Patriot hater, simps coping. You equal beta. Just can't handle a dominant franchise. You are the why guys like me."
I think
You are the
you're
why
reason
me.
why.
Oh, you are the why me guy, not what can I do better to be better guy.
Oh.
Oh, poor me, you little beta. I said, I don't understand your sentences. You need punctuation, but sure, man. And then he said, smarten up then, read a book. I said, oh, sorry, it's because you're not using punctuation. He said, you're beta and stupid. I said, got it. He said, tough bid. Punctuation chirps? Wow, it tells me a lot about your character. Sad. I said, you're wearing a scarf in your profile picture. I can't take anything you say seriously. Sorry, brother. He said, a beta. You're a beta for not feeling comfortable about a scarf. Unsurprised, beta boy. You don't have the confidence to wear a scarf. I get it. Hashtag beta. I said, nah, I'm a man, and men don't wear scarves. And then he said, probably wouldn't fit anyway. Probably wouldn't fit. His sentences just are tough to read.
Tough.
Prob would fit kind of weird around your neck, considering you know, and then a shrug, which I think was an insinuation that I'm fat. I said, buddy, I appreciate the content and appreciate the engagement. You are helping our algorithm more than you know. We are now sponsored. So that was one. I mean, there are thousands. Your show sucks. Keep crying that the Patriots are back. Go run on a treadmill because you definitely need it. You are starting to look like Fat Albert. Pats are back, pussy. And then he responded to my story. Cry, you fat. And then he called me the N-word.
Oof.
Yeah, he just, I mean, this, I'm just going in order here, but.
This is crazy.
Hey, Patriots fans, bravo. Bravo. Let's
It's
give them a
wild.
round of applause. You guys are absolute wild folks. I respect the hell out of you guys for caring about a sports team. I'm from Buffalo. We care about our sports teams. You know, apparently, living in Tampa, what I've realized is not everyone who lives in a city that has sports franchises cares or pays attention to the sports franchises.
Yeah.
Who would have known? That's all we have in Buffalo. Apparently, that's all you guys have in Boston. And I love rabid sports fans. So I'm here for it. Keep bringing the hate, buddy.
It's hilarious because I feel like what these Patriots fans hear when they watch your videos of you ripping the Pats' easy schedule, it's like that's what they think the radio hosts from 2 to 6 Eastern in town are saying. It's like they don't go quite as far, but I feel like you were the caricature of these radio hosts that they see as the enemy. It's honestly, it's freaking wild. I also love how they're like, you guys are a bunch of clowns, you're gonna be crying. It's like every episode I'm wearing Patriot shit, arguing with you like pro-Patriots.
I have commented to multiple of these Patriots people and told them too. I'm like, just so you're aware, my co-host is a very big Patriots fan and wears Patriots gear in every episode. And they go, you guys are dumb fucks. You're dumb bitches. So at some point you have to realize you're just arguing with probably spam bots from Russia, or just really, really dumb people who take the time to comment. I don't mind the people who comment, but the people who message directly, that's a wild move. I wouldn't do that to someone. That's strange.
Yeah, who knew? But I'm not surprised. It's a passionate sports town.
I'm here for it. Bring it on, buddy.
No, it's been great. Great run having the Pats back. Trying the other things on the list we got to hit on before.
Sure. I mean, I think I feel like we're in a pretty good spot, man. I think we have a lot of talk left. We are going to give our Super Bowl predictions. This is going to be must-see podcast TV. We are on YouTube in 4K, coming to you live from St. Pete Athletic. What more could you want? Now, I will say, a little disappointed all the guests fell through, but
yeah,
we are going to deliver you one of the best episodes next episode. Do not miss it. Subscribe. Tune in. Next episode coming out Wednesday night or Thursday morning is going to be lit fam.
That's right. Before we get out of here,
Yeah.
do you want to hit on the Australia bar fight chair throwing video?
I do. So why don't you give everyone a little overview of the video?
This was incredible. This is a video. It broke over the weekend. We got a classic case of drunk guy getting yanked out of a bar by the bouncer.
Been there.
Somewhere in Australia. It was probably in the article, but all I know is it's Australia. It's a continent and a country. So two of these guys kicked out of the bar. Gets in a little scuffle with a bouncer. The other friend goes around the corner. He decides he's not just going to let the bouncer bully his friend into submission. He gets in a little tussle trying to grab one of the restaurant chairs from what looks like maybe like a little Asian restaurant. Like the lady working the restaurant is like kind of trying to fight him back, but he just overpowers her, takes the chair, winds up, launches the chair, and you think, oh, he's probably going to hit the bouncer. Smacks his friend in the back of the head who's arguing with the bouncer. Friend goes down to the ground. The bouncer laughing and pointing at him. Like, the bouncer went from pissed off to just the funniest thing he's seen in his life. And the look on the guy who threw the chair's face is, oh, I'm so sorry. It's incredible. I mean, I've always wanted to go to Australia, and I think that really just brought those feelings back. Like, I cannot wait to go.
Shout out to all my Aussie brothers. They're absolute legends down in Australia. But yes, I saw that video, and when I first saw it, I thought the guy who got hit was the bouncer. So I was like, oh, shit. But then I looked into it more. That is a classic case of drunk guy thinking he's tough, making a good decision. Turns out to be the worst decision. All I can say is, guys, when you're that drunk, just keep it in check. Keep it within the group. You can't be throwing chairs like that.
Yeah, also, once you're thrown out of the bar, it's kind of over. Like, there's probably nothing you can say or do to get back in the good grace of that bar. So you got to just kind of shut it down for the night. If you're going to throw a chair, though, you got to get closer to the target. It's not that easy. It's not that aerodynamic. It's not an easy object to throw or control. So, I mean, major mistake by that friend.
Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. When you were throwing chairs drunk, you have to be laser accurate like Dan Marino, Peyton Manning. You cannot be errant like a wounded Mark Bolcher.
Yeah, it was crazy. But on the topic of it, have you ever been kicked out of a bar in your days?
Me? Kicked out of a bar? No, I don't think so.
No,
I'll tell you this. Not that I can remember.
Right. I kind of feel the same way. And it's possible it's happened once or twice, but it's one of those things where, you know, the bouncer will come to say, hey, you're too drunk, you got to go. And in the moment, it's like, what? What are you talking about? Like, where is this even coming from? You know you're hammered, but it's like, yeah, but how does he know? Like, there are no physical signs of this inebriation. And I am just beside myself. Like, why was I being removed from this bar?
Yeah.
Then the next day, you hear from someone that, you fell over, you almost fell in a garbage can, you were on the ground. I mean, you just don't know. You don't know.
I mean, we'll just be truthful with the listeners here. Me and you have been present at each other's throwing outs.
Right.
So, maybe there have been more times, but I have been present with you when you've been kicked out of a bar. You've probably been present with me when I've been kicked out of bars many times. And yeah, when you're vibing and feeling good and someone tells you to stop the fun, that is like an instinctual thing to where you're going to have a defense mode come up and be like, there's no way that I could be the problem because I am the only guy bringing fun in this shit bar.
Hey, I'm the solution.
Shitty bar. I'm the problem. I am the reason that I just paid $1,000 worth of Jaeger bomb shots. So I don't know what all this throwing out stuff is.
And it's just like, how did he know I was drunk?
It's crazy.
Like, there's nothing visible or audible that would make you know I'm intoxicated. I heard that apparently we talked our way out of being thrown out of a bar somewhat recently. So
was this the one
wild
where our friend Matt got thrown out?
I think I heard that all three of us somehow, while inebriated, convinced the bouncer to let us stay.
Where?
At that high five place. It was like we were watching college football, but we don't remember anything about any of the games.
Ooh. Yeah.
I would love to hear that. Actually, I would probably hate it, but what could we have possibly said that got the guy? I think we were kind of friendly with him on the way in. Like, we weren't as drunk.
Oh, that's because I know that bouncer.
That's why then.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what could we have possibly said where he said, you know what? That's fine. You can stay.
Yeah. You do have to be nice to bouncers, though. They have way more power than people think that they do. And no, I thought we were talking about last time we went out at the party bus on, I think it was New Year's. Matt got kicked out of the Spanish place, the Spanish music dancing place. You were there.
Spanish music dancing.
It was on Central under the bridge.
Oh.
Dirty Laundry.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I did remember hearing that.
But I didn't remember like why. He was just like stumbling by us and he was like, fuck this place. Like, fuck this place. They don't know anything. And I was like, what happened? come to find out, all he literally didn't even do anything bad. He was just in the bathroom with his girlfriend at the same time.
Huh.
And they like came in, and he was drunk, but they came in like, you're not allowed to do that. Like, we don't know if you guys were doing things. You're out of here. So it was kind of a bullshit reason.
Yeah, people do that all the time.
Like, we've done way more and had way less things happen. So shout out Matt. He did not deserve it. And we left, and we had his back for sure. But, guys, regardless of that, Super Bowl, big episode coming up next. Thank you for sticking along. I'm ready, man. One more episode, and then we got Super Bowl. Let's do it. Thanks for listening. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Please don't DM. I've had enough. My feelings are hurt. Leave me alone. All right, see you guys.